This week I figured out a way to take a pre-cut Lazy Susan and turn it into more than one shelf.
So, 2.
Yeah, so put down your tools, guys. It's time for a make or break.
Welcome back to Make or Break, guys. I'm Rob.
And I'm Sarah, and I have a pre-cut Lazy Susan that I figured out I wasn't gonna use. So I found a way that if you made a really nice cut, you could make some shelves out of it.
What do you mean, if you made a really nice cut?
Here's how it went.
This project started with this round tap. It was going to be used for a Lazy Susan, but when I got it down to the shop, I suddenly had an idea. What if I cut it exactly in half? Maybe I could turn it into 2 shelves. I even had these leftover shelf brackets that would go perfectly. So I started by measuring the middle of the circle so I could draw a straight line right through the center. I used my large square to keep it straight. Now, how to cut through the circle? I decided that my circular saw would be my best bet. Now, my first thought was to clamp a straight edge to the circle, but my mistake was assuming I could do that with only one clamp. So while I had cut it successfully, the straight edge moved so I didn't exactly cut it straight. This means neither piece would fit flush against a wall. So after a quick sand, it occurred to me that I could probably fix the less than straight edge with some sanding. So I started to sand, and then later I sanded. Then after I finished sanding, I sanded some more. And more, and more. Honestly, I should have just reclamped the straight edge and cut it again, and I know that now. But I had already put 43 hours into sanding, and I wasn't about to quit until I was done. Eventually, I got the edges smooth, and it was time to do some staining. I wanted these to match the bookshelf I made previously, so I chose the same dark walnut I used for that project. As always, I applied it thick against the grain, and then wiped off the excess with the grain. When it was dry, I carefully lined my brackets, marked the holes, and then screwed them into place. That was it! With a single cut and about 9 days of sanding, I turned a Lazy Susan into 2 matching shelves. I ended up putting them in my living room, which you're gonna want to remember in just a moment.
Well, that wasn't so bad. They
Wasn't
still turned out
horrible,
really pretty
yes.
and looked gorgeous in that B-roll.
Yeah, where is that B-roll, by the way?
So here's the thing. Once in a while, due to our schedule, especially when we finish projects here, if the project's going to be put
in
into
someone's house and they need to decide where to put it in their house and they haven't figured that out yet, you have to record this part first.
Yeah, so wait a minute. Technically, they just watched like beautiful B-roll that all set up and stuff on it and everything. Why don't
Where was it in my house?
leave a comment below.
Did it
Tell
look like-
Sarah where the B-roll was and whether you liked it. That way,
Is this how this works?
I'm positive.
Awesome.
So if you go back and read the comments and they're like, hey, you put it here and it was really great.
So then I can
just
go home and figure
go
out where
home
to hang
tonight
them?
and hang them up.
Okay, cool. I want to thank Heart for sponsoring this episode and reminding us we can build anything we can imagine if we do it with heart.
All right, guys, break's over.
Go make something.